Thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe and watch more videos. Thanks.
All right. I'm Allie, and we're here with Dave with his 67 Plymouth Hemi. Dave, tell me about this beautiful car.
This is a car, it's a 1967 Hemi 4-speed car. It's all original, 100% original car. There was 45 of them built. I knew a gentleman that owned this car. He acquired it in 1979, and it had a spun bearing, and it was not drivable. He bought it, took it home, took it apart 10 years later, and painted the car, and never finished it. So it's been in storage basically since 1979. We decided that it was something I needed to have in my collection. I bugged him for a long time about selling it to me, and he had no real interest in selling it, and he kept saying eventually he was going to restore it. I had managed to acquire 2 Hellcats, and one of them I didn't need. So one day at breakfast, I made a proposal to him.
And like you said, these were brand new Hellcats, correct?
Brand new, never driven Hellcats. Okay. And I asked him if he had any interest in selling it. He said no. And then I showed him the keys for a brand new Hellcat. And I said, would you consider trading a brand new Hellcat for a 1967 GTX in pieces and boxes and parts? And I bought the car and spent 2 years restoring it.
That's incredible. What do we have under the hood here?
This is a 426 Hemi,
Okay.
425 horsepower.
Okay.
It is an all numbers matching engine, transmission, rear axle, the entire drivetrain is original.
Okay.
All the body panels are original on the car. All the interior is original except for the vinyls. We put new vinyls on the seats. But basically everything here on this car is original. I haven't seen a final judging on the car at this point. But on a 1,000-point scale, we've been told we probably got about somewhere between 12 and 14-point deduction out of 1,000 points. So it's going to qualify as a gold car, gold
That's
standard
incredible.
car. Yeah.
That's incredible. So what about the paint job? Was this the paint job that was sitting for years? Or did you? Okay.
We weren't satisfied with the quality of the paint, so we stripped it down to bare metal.
Okay.
And Joe Rowe, who I may introduce you earlier, did all the body work for me and repainted the car and did an incredible job. It's probably going to win an award for the paint job as well.
Has it won any awards yet?
Yes, it's been in 3 events, all first place awards.
That's incredible. That's incredible. How long did the restoration take roughly?
2 years.
Okay.
It took me 2 years. I took the car apart. Well, it was already apart. I finished taking it apart. There were things I needed to do. And then after we got the body work done on it, when Joe got the body work done on it, I started putting it back together, and it took about 2 years.
Absolutely. What about interior? What do we have going on here? Let's take a peek.
The interior is what they call a black and white interior. It's a combination of both, as you can see. It's a very rare car from the standpoint of the backs on this car are black, and they're normally white. This car was built in St. Louis, and we don't know exactly why, but on the day this car was produced, the build sheet says black and white, and somebody decided that the backs needed to be black. We suspect it was because they ran out of white backs.
Okay.
So it's kind of a unique one-on-one car, but it's basically original. We put new vinyl on it, but all the other components inside the interior are all original.
It's stunning. It's really stunning. I mean, everything about the car is. And the contrast between the blue and the black and white is so sharp looking.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. It's incredible. What about the rims and tires? What can you tell me about those?
These are not the original wheels or the tires,
Okay.
But they're replicas of the original.
Okay.
The original, these are Firestone Red Streak tires, 775 14s. The original ones were made by Goodyear.
Okay.
But they don't make them anymore. You can't find them. But that's a duplicate of what they look like, and the wheels are a duplicate of the original as well.
All right, Dave. So we've got the way that you have this set up. We've got cameras. We've got mirrors all under here, so we can see underneath this car and under the undercarriage. Describe what you see. I mean, what?
Well, what we did is on this car, which is a little bit different from factory, we decided to go ahead and paint the bottom of the car exactly the way on top. The factory car would have normally had a primer only on the bottom. A lot of the guys on the high-end cars like this today are deviating from factory original because of appearance, and we decided to go with the gloss finish on it. Outside of the paint change, everything on this car is basically as came from the factory. We got reproduction of the exhaust system exactly the way it came from the factory. Drive shaft's original, all the cabling is original, all the engine transmission, everything is original. So basically we worked on detailing, painting, detailing the components of the car, and making sure they matched the way it came from the factory.
Absolutely. Were the stripes on the paint, was that your
Yes,
addition?
that was a standard, that was an option for the car.
Okay.
And we duplicated, we actually researched with several cars to make sure that the edge on this was exactly the way it came from the factory.
Oh, wow.
So believe it or not, that edge on there was a special part of our process.
Oh, wow. So if this car was brand new off the floor, how many years ago, that's exactly where those stripes would be?
Yes, exactly.
That's incredible.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Well, Dave, thank you so much for your time. This car is impeccable.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you.
So we were curious to know if the car was this straight and just spot on when you got it. You said there might have been a couple accidents. You said it wasn't too bad.
Few dings and dents, very little, very straight, very clean car, no rust.
So I mean, you didn't really have to do much work to get it this pristine?
A lot of work to bring it back.
But when it comes to the straightness of it, it wasn't
straightness
too
and
bad.
rust-wise was very clean.
Wow,
Very
I mean,
nice.
the car is absolutely incredible. I know I talked with Dave. Do you have a couple other little snippets you can say about how you got the car this way?
Just a lot of work.
A lot of work?
Yeah, a lot of
A lot
work.
of TLC?
Yes, definitely.
I know one thing that I had to know was, what do you love this car so much? You said you had to have one, you wanted one in your collection?
I've always loved this car.
Okay.
I love the body style on it. I think the 67B bodies was one of the most attractive cars out there.
Okay.
The fact that it was a race Hemi with a 4-speed, it made it very rare. Like they only made 45. And I just felt I needed to have one in my collection.
So you say you have a collection. Is this your favorite car in your collection?
My favorite car is the one I'm working on at that time. I got
Good
14
answer.
cars, and it's
Okay.
the one I'm working on is my favorite always.
All right, all right.
Very desirable car, 426 Hemi, 4-speed,
Absolutely.
rear end. Yeah,
Yes,
it's very
absolutely.
desirable.
The car is
Obviously, if
spectacular.
I traded a brand new Hellcat for it, I liked it.
Good point. Very good point.
We'd like to show your car next, so please leave us a comment, subscribe, and like us.